Good afternoon once again, everybody. We are back in action here. And on behalf of CueSports International, it's my pleasure to welcome you once again to the 2015 U.S. Open 8-Ball Championships. Live from the Predator Arena here at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas. And this event is sponsored by Predator, the official cue of the U.S. Opens, Kamui, the official tip, and Omega Billiard Supply, our official store, along with our great associate sponsors, the Rio Hotel, Diamond Billiard Products, Simona's Cloth, Cyclop Pool Balls, the Magic Rack, and Bad Boys Billiard Productions. On behalf of CSI, thank you to all of those companies for their support of our events. Okay, well, here's how it stacks up. There are 4 players left in the tournament right now, the 2 that are going to play right in front of you, and Rodney Morris and Mike DeShane playing for the hot seat immediately after this match. So Dennis Orcollo has won the lag. He's racking the balls. And you can see his opponent is Rafael Chavez Martinez. We don't have enough room for for his name, so we're going with Rafael Chavez for the time being.
You know, Kenny, I've known Rafael for 20 years, and that's the first time I've ever seen the Chavez. It was always Rafael Martinez. How he became a Chavez, I don't know. Maybe it's by marriage.
No, I think it's always been part of his name. As a matter of fact, we've got a poster at Hard Times in Sacramento from one of our memorial tournaments that he signed, and he signed it Rafael Chavez Martinez. So I think it's his legal name. But nevertheless, the only thing that matters here is, are you going to win or are you going to lose?
Looks like Dennis came up empty on his first break.
Yeah, he did.
Well, the buzz around the room is, as you know, Rafael was very fortunate to get through the last match by forfeit. Shane missed his starting time, and everybody says, well, it doesn't matter because now he's got to play Dennis. But I'll tell you what, this guy's a dangerous player.
Yeah, no one, excuse me, should ever take this man for granted as an opponent. He can do things with a cue ball that almost nobody else can do. You know, he's got a Corey dual ability. Maybe I should say Corey has a Rafael ability, because Rafael was kind of the innovator. But when necessary, this guy can come with some strokes that are, stuff you'd find on a trick shot tape.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because I've actually seen him shoot shots in matches that I've never seen anybody else shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on a roll right now. I was just talking to him before the match. He's got a lot of confidence. He won the 8-Ball Challenge 3 or 4 days ago. He beat Warren Kiamko in the finals, won $3,000. So he's flush with funds. It's almost like this is a free roll for him. And
yeah.
Still, Rafael's not that old. He's probably about 50 years old.
Mm-hmm. Regrettably, Rafael has battled a lot of health issues the last 10, 15 years, Jay, with elbow trouble and arm and shoulder and neck issues.
Look at that ball spin.
Yeah.
Look at that ball. And this is what you'll see. You're in for a treat watching Rafael play. You're going to see the cue ball do things that nobody else does. The only guy that was, excuse me, the only guy who ever did all the unusual things with the cue ball the way he hit it that I remember was Keith McCready.
Yeah.
And you've had the good fortune. You got to watch Rafael play a lot in Sacramento.
Oh, yeah. I've watched him actually since the mid-'80s in the Reno tournaments.
That's when he first appeared like 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Watch this. He's loading it up, Jay.
Well, he got where he wanted to get. He wanted to get down on that 10 ball.
Well, he has to open the 12-6. I'm actually surprised he didn't take the 12-6 as his very first shot when he could have used the solid into the stripe to open up and establish his group. It might be just a little off and it's at the point, and maybe he just would rather open it this way. I don't like going into it here because if you're not careful, you can send the 12 in front of the 4. So
he's using a lot of care on this shot.
I don't know that he can see the 11. I think he's got to give it a pretty good pop to move that 12 a bit. Or this, it didn't matter which one he moved, but now he's got to be careful.
Wow, he got the 13 a little bit covered. He can get to it, but That's not what he wanted to happen.
No, he can't get to it. I think the 6 got him.
Well, the 6. If there's a little opening here between the 6 and the 7 where he can't, but.
Oh, you mean to play it off the cushion? Where the 7 ball is. Later on. Can't play it now.
No, I'm saying the 13 can be made.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, from about where the 7 ball is, he can access it.
Yeah.
I was.
But he did make it a little bit harder on himself for sure. Because to get to the 13, he's going to have to play perfect position at some point, and let's see what he can do. The good news is if he gets to the 13, the 8 is set up nicely for the side pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Still got that same powerful stroke. Both of these guys, we were talking about this yesterday. They're diminutive players, probably about 5 foot 5 inches tall, but that's not a disadvantage in pool. They're down close to table height. Now is the key shot, getting back on this 13. He's got a little window between the 6 and the 7 ball, and that's where the cue ball's got to be. He's got to play this one perfectly. Boy, he's really loading it. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
I told you that's the kind of stuff you're going to see from this guy.
He comes with stuff that nobody else. He was... Actually, it would have been perfect if he hadn't touched the 7, because it would have spun off and knocked the 6 ball away, but it looks like he's got to shoot the 13 all the way down in the corner. Oh, now he's looking at the side pocket. I guess he's got a window between the 2 and the 8.
Boy, it sure looks like the 8's got that pocket covered.
Well, he was definitely looking at it. We know he can shoot it up in the corner, but that's even on a 7-foot table, that's an 8-foot shot. Let's see. What's he shooting at here?
Oh, it's corner, 100%. Draw the cue ball into the short rail and out.
He doesn't baby anything. He's going to pound this one. Ooh! Wow.
I hate to second guess, but there was no need to pound it. A smooth draw stroke off the cushion with the cue ball 3 inches would have been fine.
Yeah,
you had to make sure you made the ball.
Yeah, he overhit it a little bit, no question, because look, he went a foot too far for the 8. Not that he couldn't have made the 8, but he did not have to hit it that hard. I agree with you, Ken.
Well, not a good way to start, handing your opponent a game that you had well in hand after making a couple of nice shots to open up clusters.
Especially if your opponent's Dennis Orcollo. You don't want to give this guy any freebies. Considered the #1 player currently from the Philippines, and that's quite a distinction considering it's a country with hundreds of good players. Dennis won the Super Billiard Expo earlier this year. He finished 4th in the U.S. Open 10 ball last week. Well, he got a little... He's okay. He can cue on this. Back and forth across the table. 8 ball on the side, and it'll be game #1. Dennis Orcollo. What was that, Ken?
John was just commenting on the amount of pre-shot warm-up strokes Rafael takes on some of his shots. It's like you don't know when he's going to pull the trigger. Some shots he'll take 15 and some shots he'll take 3.
That's his style.
Yeah. It's just he shoots when he feels ready.
Listen, I've seen him take 30 strokes before he broke the balls.
Yeah, well, you remember who was the the worst violator of the warm-up stroke in the lifetime that I've had around pool. His initials are CW. I don't want to say any more than that, but
yeah. Well,
makes Rafael look like Lubutera.
Well, Rafael, if he gets the balls out in the open, he doesn't waste any time.
Not at all.
He gets the job done.
Once he makes up his mind, right.
Yeah.
But he's the type of player that definitely looks at everything. He often doesn't miss things, and he often finds things that nobody else can see. He's an extremely intelligent pool player. He may not appear that way, but believe me, he is.
Very creative.
Yep. Originally from Colima, Mexico.
That's correct.
And
now he said he resides in Seattle.
Yep.
But he said the guy. I said, "Is there anybody that kind of sponsors you or help you out?" And you know this guy, Wayne Honda from Sacramento? That's the name he mentioned. He said, "That's the guy I want to thank." Wayne Honda from Sacramento.
No, I'm not familiar with him.
Okay.
Second ball break for Rafael. He will hit him hard here.
Is that Little Wayne? Remember?
No, Wayno?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I wonder if that's who he's talking about.
Well, maybe it is, but I haven't seen that guy for 15 years or more. When Hard Times was Great American, and then when it was sold, when he was one of the owners at the time. But so that was 98, 99 when the Markoulis family took it over.
So Wayne doesn't come around anymore?
Oh, I haven't seen him since they sold the pool room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who he was talking about, but he said that's the guy that helps me out.
Well, it could be somebody different altogether. All right. Well, we can certainly notice that the 8-ball is wedged up against the stripe, which would indicate that you've got to open them up.
We're getting some input from John Lehman. Here we go again. Look at that shot. I mean, that shot he executed in the last game where he spun the cue ball down there and tried to go around the 7 and the 6. It didn't work out, but it was a unique stroke. And that's what you get to see with Rafael. Kind of makes him interesting to me. Never quite know what he's going to come up with.
Well, what he's going to have to come up with here is a way to open the 8-ball up. And my guess is it's going to be the 1 or the 4 that's going to allow him to do it. Might do it right now off the 1 where he's got the 4 for some insurance.
I wonder if he would consider shooting the 1 off the edge of the 2.
Oh,
just to break it out.
Absolutely. I think he will when he gets there, Jay. You
really
don't want to play a ball in the position the 2 ball's in either corner pocket. Now, if he plays it off the 2, he's going to probably have to draw into the stripe in the 8. Well, he could actually follow it too, because all you got to do is just tap the stripe, and the 8's going to roll a couple inches and be open, and the 4 is a nice insurance ball. But the 3 only has the left corner pocket, and he's going to need the 5 to get there. So now the 1's going off the 2, and I'm going to guess that the cue ball is going to open up the 8-15, excuse me.
Yeah, he's got the right angle.
Yeah. 1 rail high ball right on the number. Now he went around it, and I'm really surprised. You know,
well, I'll tell you what, he's really fortunate to have his shot at the 4 ball. This could have turned out real bad.
Well, he's even more fortunate to have an insurance ball now, the 2 hanging in the hole.
I'll tell you what, he may break the 8 right now.
Oh, he
That's
has
what he's
to.
Looking at.
He has to do it now because he didn't do it on the last shot.
He didn't look like he was aiming at it on the last
No,
shot.
he didn't, and that's what surprised me, especially at that speed. I'm not sure he really knew what was going to happen.
Well, he's going to hit it this time, but the good thing is he's got the insurance balls, the 5 and the 2. He's taking a good long look at this one.
It seems pretty natural. He might need just a little bit of helping English, but this should be a high ball Should hit just inside the first diamond on the short rail.
Boy, he's got to make a long bridge here. It's a big stretch for him. He got it. He got it. He's okay, but he's jacked up over the top of that ball.
Yeah, and he has to play, well, I was going to say he has to play the 5, but he can't stop the cue ball for the 3. As you can see, he's hooked on the 2. He'd have to massay that and like come around all the stripes, and there's too much in the way.
Well, if he plays a 5, he wants to roll forward to where he can shoot the 2 next. He'd like to follow the cue ball all the way to the end rail.
Yep, that's where it needs to be. No.
Oh, my goodness. That's another mistake, another unforced error. Well, will Dennis take advantage of this one like he did the first rack?
I just want to make a brief comment. Occasionally, Rafael's style does come back to bite him in the butt. All of those warm-up strokes jacked up. Not that there was anything wrong with that, but as you've heard me say many, many times, when you're over a ball on your trigger stroke, you want to only pull the cue stick back a short way. So it minimizes the chance for you not hitting the cue ball exactly where you want to hit it. And I think in that case, his backstroke was too quick, and he came into the cue ball in the wrong position, and that's why he missed the 5.
He missed it badly.
Very, yeah. Dennis will make him pay for that. And you can't do that against Dennis. That's how he's hard enough to beat if you play mistake-free pool. But you give him easy outs on your break, you got no chance.
Loser of this match will finish 4th, 32.50. The winner, let's see if I got that right, 42.50 or 40. Yeah.
Winner is minimum 3rd. This is the fourth place match.
Yeah, winner is 5,000, and loser of this match is 32.50. So there's another 17.50 riding on this match.
Yeah, that ain't chump change.
Like you said in the last match, that's not primary on their mind. They're at this point, they're trying to win the tournament.
Right. I always tell the players, sometimes they come up to me like halfway through the tournament and they say, have you got the payouts yet? You got the payouts yet? And you know what I tell them? I said, you know what? You just keep winning matches, and when it's time to hand you a big check, I'll give you one. Frankly, I think pool would be better if you didn't post the payouts until the guy that was in the money it was his turn to get paid.
Yeah, it's like in golf. You never see the payouts in a golf tournament until it's over.
You might see first place, on those, $1.5 million tournaments.
Yeah. Well, you can
for
figure
first
the
place.
First place because they got a certain percentage. It's 18% in the PGA.
Yeah.
But the rest of the prizes really depend upon how many players finish tied at different positions. Of course, they know that if they finish in the top 10, they're going to win 6 figures.
Well, Christ, if you make the cut, you're good for 6 months.
I don't know if I go that far.
Well, close. You are compared to...
Dennis is spending a lot of time laboring over this rack.
Well, he racked them up once. He didn't like them. He's been doing that all day, Jay. There's like 2 magic racks, and one he likes and one he doesn't. And I just saw John's got like 6 more in his hand, just in case. And John's going to take a good look from behind here to see that everything's nice and square. occasionally that magic rack, if you don't orient it right, it can tilt a little bit, you know, and be kind of cockeyed. What we normally do, and we just neglected to do it here, is make little, you know, pencil marks on the table between for the head and corners of the magic rack, so it's always orientated the right way.
Dennis is breaking better today because he's breaking from the left side into the second ball. Yesterday he was breaking right from the middle, and it wasn't working too well.
Scratch.
Ooh. Well, so much for the good breaks. Rafael's going to get ball in hand.
Well, he can't take the stripes because of the one ball.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way he could take stripes is to shoot the 9 into the 1, but call the 9 and make both of them. If I'm taking the solids, I probably am going to start with maybe the 2 ball. Or maybe the 4 ball. One of those two if I'm taking solids. I just don't see a good way to take the stripes because of the one hanging in the pocket there by the 14 or 15.
He's looking at the table from every angle. He's walked all the way around the table now. I think he's going to grab the cue ball. Let's see.
He could play the 4 in the side off the 2, just to move the 2 a little bit to a more makeable position. That would take care of kind of 2 birds with 1 stone, because the 4 doesn't seem to have any pocket but that left side.
It looks like he's.
And he might be going. He might be going to the 4 now, Jay.
Yeah, but
But
why does he have to break it out? He doesn't.
Well, no, get behind it. Well, okay, I guess if you can do that and know where they're going, that's good. He didn't block the pocket for the 8.
So he saved the 4 for maybe the last ball then.
No, I don't think so. Well, only because he'd need the 5 to get him to the 4, and he's still got to get the 2 out of there. Rafael is so unconventional. It's hard to predict what he's going to do.
I don't understand his pattern at all.
Yeah. No.
But as long as he understands it, that's what counts.
I guess. Rafael's a former Reno Open champion. He won that in 2000. And back then, believe me, that was still a major tournament. He's also a former Bicycle Club 9-ball champion.
So he's won some major events.
Yeah, and he's got another little mark on his resume that I bet you no one in the world would think of when they think about Rafael Martinez. But do you know he's the 2008 U.S. Open straight pool champion?
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Oh,
somebody made a noise up in the bleachers, and Rafael stopped and looked at them.
Yeah, he tends to do that quite a bit. He's easily distracted.
You may not know this, but he's an excellent 3-cushion player too. Probably I was told about a .9. That would make him low-level pro. Oh, somebody's making noise in the bleachers.
No, it's just a guy. It's just a guy moving to take a bite of his sandwich.
Oh, that's.
Rafael has already identified the guy with the
with
double
the
stare, right? And the guy knows, and Rafael knows. He's just recomposing himself.
The guy in the white shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all he was going to try to do was take a bite of his sandwich, but Rafael saw the motion because he's leaning that way. And,
well, it can be distracting,
well,
that's for sure.
Well, it can.
If you're looking in that direction when somebody's moving.
Yeah, but I'm not sure he was looking in that direction. Oh, yeah, he was from that side. I thought he was going to shoot the 2, and I don't see how that. But, you know, Rafael's probably got, like, super peripheral vision, and that's why he caught it. Yeah, when Rafael won that straight pool event, Jay, that was, remember the Olympics?
Yes.
That's where he won it.
Oh, the 18-day
The
tournament.
18-day event in Louisville.
Yeah,
and
my God.
In the finals, he beat WGC.
Good player.
Who had, during that tournament, those were races to 150. The final was a race to 200, and it was not really the greatest played match in the world, but what I do remember is WGC, in one of the earlier rounds, in a race to 150, ran 147 and out. But Rafael got him in the finals and became the U.S. Open 14-1 champion, and then the tournament kind of went dormant for a while until it got resurrected about 3 or 4 years later.
Well, that's an indication of how strong a player he is.
Yeah.
If you can win a straight pool tournament, then you better play real good. Rafael is having trouble with the numbers here. He may need some help. He's a little bit lost.
Flip 2 cards, Rafael. There you go.
I don't know why these guys are so baffled by how to use that.
Well,
number.
this is the only time we use this score system is here and in Reno, and we only at the bar table, and we only use it in the TV arena. If you want to know the truth, these scorekeepers were the ones that we originally used at the IPT back in 2006.
And these are different because you can see the number on both sides.
Right, and that's why they have to flip 2 cards, because when they were originally designed, you had people sitting 360 degrees, and
right.
they needed to know. That's why the name cards have the names on both sides of the card, too.
It seems like in this arena we only really need one side.
Well, you do, but I mean, it would take an hour to take those cards apart from those rings and only put one in.
What I'm talking about is the one in the next arena could be switched. Could be swapped over here. That one's a one-sided one.
Yeah, I think that's because one of our guys spent a half hour the other day taking one out.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
It's just
John's got a handful of magic.
Yeah, I told you he did. He's just trying to give him a nice fresh one, maybe. Listen, those racks do take a pounding, and occasionally after a couple days of use, those little indentations in them that lock the balls together, they may wind up getting a little bit distorted.
It was a very important rack for Rafael. Now he's got a chance to break to tie the match. Rafael's breaking essentially the same break as Dennis's. He does take a few practice strokes. He's somewhere between 15, 20. That could have been as many as 20 practice strokes just now. Once again, the cue ball's kicked to the end rail. But a nice looking spread of balls as long as he can make that. Well, he's got the 5, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he's got to start with. Excuse me, he'll just bump the 2, and he'll have the 2, the 1, the 3. I mean, all the stripes are open.
Doesn't it look beautiful, that colorful display of balls spread all over the table? I like it a lot more like that than when they're all clumped together.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a pleasing aesthetic for my eye.
Yeah. Nice. It's a nice palette.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. I knew you'd help me there. I'd help you too, Ken, but, I don't have your vocabulary.
I don't have your stories. But you spin a nice yarn.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Well, I've been fortunate to be around this game a long time and be around a lot of interesting characters that gave me a lot of unforgettable memories. How's it look here?
Well, I think
it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good too.
They still have Dennis's 86-14. I'm just not used to those Fargo ratings yet, and I know they're based on past history.
Yeah, it's not just this match. You know, there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't know the formulas either.
But I mean, how can Dennis really be an 86-14 favorite at this point in the match? I have no idea. But maybe it's right. Maybe if they played 100 times from here, Dennis would win 86 out of 100. I just don't know. But it sure looks like they've made him a clear-cut favorite. I don't see any problems for Rafael now.
No, he's not going to shoot the 4, I don't think, although I think that's the right shot, but I think it's hard to reach for him. He might be able to reach it, but I think he's going to play the 6 first, just because it's more comfortable for him to get to it. Yeah, he's going to play it in the corner, definitely.
Yeah,
no, he's not. He's going to... Rafael is not afraid to move the cue ball around, let me tell you.
Not at all.
Okay. Now
you are watching a very unorthodox pool player here, and a damn good one to boot.
Oh, yeah. Just don't hit the 10.
Wow, you know, he almost missed that ball. Well, this is just a stop shot.
Right.
He'd like to just hit it hard enough to get the cue ball off the rail a couple inches. He didn't have to. It's off the rail. And this 8 ball will tie the match, 2 games apiece.
Dennis is a former WPA Player of the Year. He's also got a World 9-ball championship. He's got a World 8-ball championship. He has a U.S. Open 10-ball championship. And here's a statistic that, again, a lot of you might be a little bit surprised at. He is a 2-time consecutive U.S. Open one-pocket champion. And the last time he beat Shane in the finals to do that in 2013 and 2014. There is no U.S. Open one-pocket championship this year. And both of Dennis's victories were, one was here and one was in Reno. But he's also got a Derby Bank Championship, a Derby 9-ball championship, and a Derby all-around championship. I mean, there's nothing this guy hasn't won, and you can go ahead and punch his ticket to the Hall of Fame in 3 more years.
He'd like nothing more than be a winner today as well. I find it intriguing that Dennis and some of the other Filipinos can play so well on the small tables. There are no small tables in the Philippines, let me tell you. It's all 9-footers there. You can't even find an 8-foot table. And yet, but these guys adapt so well.
Mm-hmm. When you play this good, the equipment almost doesn't matter. It may take you a little while, but not too long.
Of course, by now, Dennis has played in myriad small table events.
Well, almost 10 years ago, right after he first came over here, he won that World Bar Table event. That was up in Northern California. I don't know if
in
it was
Oroville.
Oroville, yeah, Oroville.
And then a week later, he came to Reno and
won
the
Reno Open.
He won the U.S. Bar Table 8-ball.
Right.
It's a little tight here, man. I'm not sure. Dennis represents Tiger Products. That's a beautiful Tiger cue he plays with. He's been playing Tiger for going on 4 years now. Got a lot of victories with that cue, and he uses exclusively the Tiger tips, the Everest and the Sniper tip.
Mm-hmm. I've been using an Everest for about 25 years, Jay.
Wow.
I just like it so much, and I've tried all the new stuff that comes out, and I just keep going back because it's dependable and predictable, and it fits my game. I think that's the bottom line when you pick your equipment. You pick what suits your game and your stroke, and we all have different strokes and different styles.
Well, that's a good testament to Tiger. I've got Everest on my cue too.
Soft roll here and 13 in the other corner. Mm-hmm.
Looks like the 9 will pass the 3 as well if he wants to shoot it in this same corner pocket.
Well, he's going to have to move the 3 here a little anyway.
Oh, there he got rid of the 3 ball. The 10 appears to be the problem ball. It will go in the side, that's for sure. Next match will be the hot seat match. Mike DeShane and Rodney Morris, the last 2 undefeated players. What do you think? Shoot the 15, then the 10, and the 9 last? It looks like that's his route.
It depends on the angle on the 15, because you want to be at the head string to shoot the 10, so you don't want to run into any balls. If he had a better angle on the 9, he could draw straight back there now, but he can't.
Yeah, I think he wants to get that 10 off the table.
Like I said, you got to be down there, and now he's going to run into stuff to get on the 9.
He was very straight on that 15, and he tried to force the cue ball down there below the 10. He didn't get there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he plays this across the side, as long as the 5's not in the way, because he can bank it and stop. If he cuts it in, he's got to go around the colors. He's got to go under the 1 and around the 7-8.
Let's see.
Because the cue ball's glancing to the right. I think,
It is interesting how often they will shoot a bank shot for position. But he's trying to draw off that ball. And
well, it all depends on how thick he can hit the 2 ball here.
Dangerous shot right here. Well, why not go that way?
Well,
but now he's got a lot of work to do to get back on the 8. Go forward with right English off the end rail.
I kind of like double in the corner. He may go forward. I would want to do it the other way so I didn't hit the 3.
Well,
it was straighter than it appeared.
Dennis opted to just shoot stop shots and take long shots. He accepted a long shot. But remember, on this small table, a long shot's like 5 or 6 feet. Back in the lead, 1 game ahead. Rafael to break. As we play this match, this huge Rio ballroom, this is the Amazon room, isn't it? I think it is. No, this is the pavilion. They call it. This is the pavilion. It's probably, this room has got to be 30 to 40,000 square feet, and there's a couple hundred tables just like this, full of players right now. The BCA Pool League's team events are going on.
Yeah, which means there's minimum 10 players at every table. Do the math.
Yeah,
how many people are in this room?
Probably
like
a couple
5,000?
Probably 2,000 or 3,000 right now, because there's other tables they're playing on as well. But yeah, they're using the Amazon room in the back. But this is a big enough room that if you've got 2,500 people, it doesn't seem crowded. This may well be 40,000 square feet, this room. It's huge.
Oh, he just exploded those, Jay. That's the best second ball break I think I've ever seen. And he's got the 10-3 tied up, but to hit the second ball and get them all up table like that?
12 balls above the side pocket. Unbelievable.
Boy, did he crunch those.
I agree.
Well,
Meanwhile,
I think solids are the group because of the 11 ball up there on the head rail near the 6. That's a tough ball to do something with. And he's got the 1, where he can open up the 3-10 and have the 7 for insurance. So I think he's starting with the 5. I'd go 5-1, open him up, and then you got to figure out a plan to get down here for the 4 ball.
He's taking the 5. The 3-10 is the only thing that I see as potentially a problem.
Yeah, but he's going to open it right now, and he'll have the 6 or 7 ball for insurance. And the 3, if he can kick the 3 up here towards the middle of the table, he can then use the 3 to eventually get him to the 4 ball. I'd like to save the 7 as my ball before the 8.
Anytime you break the balls up, you're taking a little bit of a chance. Of course, he did it. He's got such a nice, gentle touch.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of slowly caressed them apart, and as you can see, the 3 will easily go in the side pocket now. He may have to take the 7 now, though.
Yeah, he might. He doesn't want to, but he might. Because the 6 might be the ball that takes him down here for the 4 unless he uses the 3. And if the 3 takes him to the 4, yeah, I think I like the 6 taking me to the 4 and the 3 taking me to the 8. But like we said, Rafael is he's an awfully hard guy to do any real accurate predicting on.
Yeah, look at this. He is a bit unorthodox, that's for sure. So he's going to save the 4 for last, which is, I think, a total surprise to both you and I.
Yeah.
We thought that he would use one of those balls closer to the 8 as his key ball.
Well, it might have just been the way the ball's laid. Now he's got to thread the needle here.
Don't hit the point. Oh my goodness. Well, he should be all right, but
yeah.
He didn't want to hit the point. He wanted to go down, another diamond down table. But the good news is he doesn't really have to worry much about position. Just roll this 4 ball in. Boy, he's taking a long, hard look at this one.
You don't even have to get down in the kitchen either for the 8. If you can get the cue ball where it is now, it'll be fine. I mean, he'll go further because the cut's thin. But I would use the 12 ball for my target here. Uh-oh.
He did use the 12 ball for his target.
Yeah, he's still okay. He can slice this in. It's far enough off the rail.
Eight ball in the corner pocket to tie the match. Well, they're trading games now.
Well, Rafael needs to do better than trade games because Dennis won the leg.
The winner of this match will have to wait for the hot seat match, and then they will play the player who loses that match.
Well, I think the winner of this match will be happy to have a couple of hours off and kind of regroup and relax, get some food in you, and get ready for what might be, 3 or 4 hours of tough pool tonight.
All matches in this tournament are a race to 9 except the single set final, which is a race to 11. Both players are breaking basically the same way. Hit from the left side into the second ball, drawing the cue ball back to the side rail. Ball's down. Table open.
I like solids because of the 11 ball. He can play the 4 on the side. There's no worry about a bad hit because all balls are legal object balls until the groups are established. He can also play the 6 and go to the 3. But I think he'd like to save the 6 to get on the 8 eventually, but he might have to take it now. I really think the 11 is going to dictate what group he takes. There's a little congestion up here, but all the solids have pockets. He might go 4-7, take care of the 3 balls up here, and then work the 6 down to the 3. Dennis is a little bit more conventional in his approach than trying to predict what Rafael's going to do, but Dennis can surprise you too. But I really think the 4 is what you got to start with.
He's got that 1-2 on the near rail here, which I think he's going to end up playing a combination 1 to the 2 ball.
Might be able to go into the 1 with the cue ball right here.
Nice call. Ooh, he tied up the 1 and the 5.
Yeah, now he's got to get on the other side of him. And that's not going to be easy.
He didn't expect that. He expected the 1 to be out in the open, but yeah, Dennis is scratching his head now. He just created a problem for himself. Can he shoot the 2 and draw back into the 1-5?
I don't know. He's too thin, Jay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's going to be hard.
He might have to go to the 6 next, get down near the bottom rail, play the 3, and then come short side the 1 and the 5. Diagonally across the table, 3 in the corner, 1 rail diagonally across. I think that's what he's got to do. I'd be surprised if he can clip the 5 here.
He's trying to. That's what he wants to do.
Well, that ain't going to be good enough.
Wow. Why did he hit it so soft?
Because I think he was trying to hit the 5. I don't think he thought he could hit the 1.
Well, he's in trouble here. I don't know about this safety. He's
going to thin it and go behind the 1. That's all he can do.
If he can do that.
I mean, what else can he do?
He's got to hide that cue ball.
I mean, I don't think he can hit this hard enough to play it cross corner.
Oh, he's not trying to play it, but
this
is not an easy safety.
Well, either that or you just move the 1 and wedge up against the 5. That's what he's doing. Move the 1 and hit the 5 on the number. You got him. Good shot.
You are a straight pool player, man. That was a good safety.
Not in straight pool. That's a sellout right there.
No, I know, but I mean, to know how to do that and get that's actually worked pretty good in one pocket if you can do stuff like that. He made it look easy because at first it looked like he was going to try to thin the 1 ball and come behind it, but the way he played that made it look relatively simple. Now
he's got to call the 10 or the 9 in the side, one or the other.
I think he just called the 10.
Yeah, that's all he can do.
Dennis turned a bad situation into a good one for him with that good safety. That was some smart pull right there. Sometimes, we've talked about this before, Ken, sometimes the smallest shots are the best ones.
And also, when you're in a bind, look for something simple to do. I got that advice years and years ago from guys like Buddy Hall and Nick Varner and Grady. When you're in a really tough spot, don't be a hero. Look for the simple, easy, safe, or the simple, easy kick. You don't have to make a circus shot to get out of a tough jam. He actually has a chance to come out good here should he not make the 10. The cue ball could roll behind one of those stripes and block Dennis from hitting a solid. But I think he's going to give it a little bit of oomph here. How'd he do? See what I mean about the cue ball getting behind stuff? Now Dennis probably has the 6. No, I guess he's got the combination.
Boy, Rafael came so close to making that ball.
Yeah.
He'd have turned the game around if he'd have made it.
Yeah, he'd have won the game. Well, he's just perfect now. 5-6-3. You could even cue ball right about where it is now, because he wants to go to the other side of the 3.
Good position.
Middle diamond, right long rail. Two rails, maybe one. Dennis's safety on that 1-5 won him the rack.
Yes, it did. Once again, Dennis Orcollo is 1 game ahead.
You know, the other aspect of that's just another testament to the greatness of all these champions we're seeing here. When they do screw up like Dennis did, they don't immediately get pissed off at themselves and get down in the dumps and, you know, holy crap, you know, I choked it again. They bear down even more to get out of the jam and keep their composure and find the right thing to do, and Dennis did that there.
You know who was the best ever at that? Exactly what you're talking about. Efren,
the magician. Yeah. Sure.
People would put him in traps, and he'd come to the table smiling. And I asked him about it once. He said, "I like the challenge."
Yeah. And then he'd trap you double worse than you trapped him.
Yeah.
You betcha.
I miss Efren. Well, hopefully he'll be back soon. I think we'll see him at the U.S. Open 9 ball, and you just saw him a couple weeks ago winning that Make It Happen 1 pocket.
Yeah, it's always a joy to be with him. And he was in such good spirits, too. You know, he wanted to basically redeem himself because he played in one of the earlier Make It Happen events there on a 10-foot table. The first one we had was 8-ball on a 10-foot table, and you wouldn't believe it, but he went 0-6 in a round robin because the length of the table got him. He couldn't make the long shots, and he really wanted redemption. And he sure got it.
We're nearing the halfway point of this match. Man, he takes a lot of practice strokes.
That's why he's had elbow trouble his whole life. A lot of miles on that elbow.
Kenny, he must have taken 20, 25 practice strokes.
Yep. You know, you got to be careful when you pull the magic rack up around the cue ball.
Yeah.
It's different than an object ball. It ain't no accidental movement on the cue ball.
Well, he made a ball. He's got the ball spread out pretty good. It's not as pretty a pattern as we saw before, but it could work well for him. He could shoot the 10 on the side or the 4 on the side.
I kind of like the 4. It looks like the 7 goes in either side. The ball behind the 7 is the 11. That would make me not want stripes. because the 11 is a little tough to get to and get on. Every solid has a pocket. The only thing is if he plays the 4, he'll eventually have to come back around to play the 5 here in the lower left. I don't think it goes past the 10 on the right side. He might shoot the 13. But those are it's going to be one or the other. Here you get a nice view. You can see he could actually draw this back a little bit, play the 5 on the same side as the 4. But if he takes the stripes, he will shoot the 10.
Rafael's in no hurry. He knows how important it is to keep pace with Dennis. He does not want Dennis to get a 2-game lead.
I think he wanted to get further down to play the 11 in the side. But the 12 up there on the short rail will probably help him get there eventually. Still didn't get to. He still didn't get there.
He may shoot it anyway. I don't know. Although, I don't know how he's going to play position off that ball, unless he wants to rub the side of that 6.
Well, he'll have to rub the 6 if he plays the 11. It's a question of will he rub it too thin.
Gonna go at is that the 12 or the 10 there?
12.
Okay, the 12.
Okay, keep in mind he's still got the 11, but you know what? He might play it off the 2 eventually. Off the cushion, off the 2. If he doesn't get on it in the side.
He touched the 1 ball. I think Dennis just said okay.
Yeah, Dennis said just leave it there.
International rules.
He'd be sitting down.
Yeah, that's right. Or a straight pool tournament.
Right. See, he wants to come 2 rails short on this side of the 8 and go down there for the 11.
Yeah, he wants to go between these balls, just like this. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Nicely done, nicely done. He threaded the needle there. Mm-hmm. Now he should be fine. I think he can just go forward and go past the 6.
Yeah, just forward and bounce out.
Another excellent run out by Rafael Martinez. Good match here. Excellent play by both players.
Does this guy have God patterns? Oh, he's so unconventional. You can't predict.
A lot more pool left today. We've got 3 more matches. Probably the next match is going to start, 4:30 to 5. Then a match about 6:30, and then probably the finals will be about 8:30 tonight. Let's see if Dennis will accept his own rack the first time, and he did. Last 2 times he racked, he didn't like his own rack. Now, how does he like his break? The most important shot of the game. He didn't hit those very hard. Boy, he just didn't go through those balls. Look at that cluster of balls just to the right of the cue ball, and then there's another little cluster up table further. That was not Dennis's best break by far. Rafael could start with that 14 ball. He could play a combination, make the 14, but he wants to keep that pocket open. He needs it open. I don't think he'll shoot either of the solids into the 14, because he needs to shoot one of those stripes down into the 14. And I don't see him taking the solids either, because that 14's got all 3 of those balls blocked.
Yeah, but he doesn't have much else he can shoot, but in this direction. The only other ball he can shoot is the 5 in the side. And the 1's all covered up down there. At least where the 10 is next to the 1, you've got the 13 to bump that open. He'd love to shoot a stripe. The only one he can shoot is in the corner, unless he wants to play really risky and play a carom.
Off the 4?
Off the 4,
yeah.
and then bring the cue ball out and try to move that 6-7. I don't know. It's I think this is better. Use the 7. If actually, I'd use the 6 if it'll go, and of course he can play the 6 into the rail to make the stripe, and then the pocket's open for the other 3 stripes. 6 rail first, get it out of the way. Yeah, that's not good.
I think he was trying to come across for the 9 in the side.
In the right-hand side, yes, because that would have got him onto those 3 stripes. Now he has no pocket for the 9 unless it maybe slides by the 8 on the left side, and I don't like where the cue ball's going. But knowing this man, Jay, straight back in the lower left corner. 1 rail, fire it in.
He might do it.
He might. I mean, it's the only way you're going to win the game.
He's going to study this rack for a while right now.
Now that I look at it, I don't, excuse me, I don't know if it'll get by the 8 coming back.
It's tight.
Looks like it, though.
It's tight.
He'd have to hit it firm and shorten it up.
Yeah, I think he's looking at it. I think that's why he went down there. He's taking a look at that. Now, the other possibility is shooting the 9 in the side anyway, to his right. The cue ball's tracking right at the 8, though.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Knock the 8 in the side and lose the game. Also, I don't know that he can get another shot playing the 9 in the right-hand side, because the only balls that he can make of those, that is that trio. Doesn't seem like there's anywhere to hide where Dennis couldn't hit a solid.
He does not have the solution yet. Let's see. What's he doing here? Is he banking this ball?
He didn't call it. You got to call a bank if you're playing it.
He's shooting at it. He's getting ready to fire.
I like the shot, Jay. Did he hit it hard enough?
No.
Did he hit it hard enough?
No, he did not.
He had it right in the jaw.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was going right in the heart of the pocket.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dennis comes to the table. What's he want to start with? He hasn't looked at the 3 ball. He's looking at the 2. He keeps looking at the 2. Now he's looking at the 3 ball. He's going to have to break out that 1. He could start with the 2, the 3, or the 6.
Well, I would shoot the 3, if get the angle on the 2 to open the 1, and have the 6 for my insurance ball. He may not be able to get that angle on the 2 without going over and back, but I wouldn't be running into anything off of this ball.
I think he's going to try to kill the ball a little bit
He
here.
may be playing for the 2 here.
See this? He just shot a little kill shot. He's going to probably get these 2 balls that are down in front of the corner pocket.
Well, if he does that, then he'll have to play the 5 in the side and go down table, use the 2, open the 1, and have the 3 for insurance. That's pretty much the only pattern that would work, because the 5 is, only really got 1 pocket, essentially.
Both these guys are playing a very thoughtful game. Neither one appears to be in much of a hurry. Well, this is the shot. I think he's got just enough angle on this 2 ball to break that 1 out. He'll use his 3 ball as a safety ball. Yeah, he went about an inch or 2 too far. He doesn't quite have the angle he'd like. He has to really force this cue ball into the 1. But he's got the stroke to do it. Went the 7 ball instead. He was not happy with the angle he had. Now he's got an angle on the 5. He can break them by going down table and back up into the 1.
I'd go into the 10 right here. I wouldn't come from behind. Even if he's doing it here, the way to do this is into the 10 and push the 1 away. If you came from behind Jay, those 10 could stop the 1, and you might not get any separation from the cue ball.
Yeah, he doesn't have much choice. He's going to hit that 10 ball.
Yeah, I'd split the 2 stripes here.
Let's see. He seems to know something right now. That's okay. As long as he can.
He's going to need a bridge.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he can lean over. He's right-handed. He just draw this back 2 feet.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Pull it back with left English, shoot the 8 in the side. And once again, he'll be 1 game ahead. And that's the way this match has looked all the way. Dennis gets a game ahead. Rafael gets it back. Rafael's not going away. Neither player has taken a break in the match so far. I suspect at some critical juncture we're going to see a timeout. The winner of this match will probably be playing back at approximately 6:30. Once again on deck, the hot seat match, the 2 undefeated players, Mike DeShane and Rodney Morris, all important Moscone points on the line. Both of these men, Rodney and Mike have previous Moscone Cup experience. Rodney quite a bit more. That'll be in December at the Tropicana Hotel right here in Vegas. Kenny, you and I should be there. Oh, we do have a timeout now. Be right back.
Make every shot count. Introducing the all-new Predator 314 and Z high-performance shafts. Reloaded with new technology for unprecedented accuracy. Predator, engineering victory.
All right, Rafael Martinez to break. Familiar position for him, 1 game behind. He keeps catching up. Both players are using the same break from the left side, hitting solidly into that second ball. This is the break that usually will make a ball. 10 more practice strokes to go. You think I was kidding you, huh? Let's see, that's more like 15. Oh my God. At least 25 to 30 practice strokes before he takes that final swing. Ball down. Yeah, it's a decent. Oh no, wait. Nothing down. Dennis Orcollo back to the table. Big cluster of stripes right there by that corner pocket. 5 of the stripes are there. Seems pretty obvious that's what he's going to take. Start with that combination. The 12-10. Yeah, there. That's it. See all those stripe balls? But you need to be careful when you're manipulating around or maneuvering around a group of balls like this. Wow, he's fortunate that 11 dropped. He shot that so he could break the other 2 balls up, but he almost hung that ball up. Now Dennis is leaning down to see if the 13 will go past those 2. And he's also looking to see if he can make the 14. He's kind of in a little bit of a tight spot. He may have to go down and shoot that 15 in the side right now. He's walking around to look at it. That's his safety. He can shoot the 15 in the side and draw for the 9. Doesn't look like much room for the 13 ball. That's tight. He's calling it though. Oh, he's calling the combination. He's going to shoot the 13 into the 12. That's what he's looking at. This is a big rack for Dennis. He could get a 2-game lead here. Well, that worked out okay. He can shoot the 14 now and then get the 13. 12 and save those 2 balls down table for his last. I mean, for me, it looks obvious you're going to shoot the 14 and then shoot the 13 and the 12, but Dennis plays a little more conventional game than Rafael. You never know with Rafael what he's going to do. Pretty severe angle on this 12 ball. He wanted to be a little straighter on it.
I'm wondering, Jay, if he can just use a little high left here and play the 14 up in the corner by the 5 and then float down for the 9.
That's a possibility.
It's a little easier than getting on the 9 in the side. I don't think he can hold the cue ball and keep his angle. He's looking to go into the 9 from here, and that's not a bad decision either. A little bit of low right, just past the side pocket.
Yeah,
that's a good decision.
This looks perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect angle.
Right, now you play for the 14 in the corner, stop, and the 8 by the 3 ball. That's what he's looking at is the angle on the 8. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, Rafael came up empty on his break.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bad time to do it when you're down one game and breaking, because this will give Dennis the edge. That's fine. Stop shot. And the other nice thing is he'll have the side pocket to allow him full access to the cue ball.
That's what he wanted to do. Yep. He fouled forward about 3 inches, so he's straight in on the 8 ball. Big rack for Dennis Orcollo.
Well, it'll only be big if he can break and run. But he still has the edge, too, because he's got a 2-game lead and he's breaking. He's got a little bit of wiggle room here now that he's finally won on Rafael's break. So now Rafael has to rely on Dennis to make a turnover, and he better do it quick.
They just changed the Fargo ratings. Now Dennis is pretty much a 10-1 favorite. He's still got a little ways to go. He needs to win 3 more games, and a lot of funny things can happen in these matches.
Yeah, this is a really crucial rack here for both players. I mean, Dennis can put a stranglehold on Rafael here with a win, and Rafael can tie it up. And if he can win on this break and then hold serve next game, Dennis will still have the edge, but the pressure will revert back to Dennis. He's got a little margin for error right now.
Boy, they really massage these balls when they put them in the magic rack. All right, Dennis comes down. He's just putting his 6th game up on the scoreboard. Once again, the winner of this match will get about a 2-hour break before they have to come back. A longer break than we'll get. Ball's down. Looks like a good break shot.
Yikes.
Yeah, the stripes are tied up there on the side.
Well, I actually like the solids except for the 4 ball. Now I'm wondering if he's going to shoot the 3J and drag it into the 4 and try to create a pocket for the 4 ball.
Wouldn't that make sense?
Every other solid goes.
Yeah, wouldn't that make sense?
That would be exactly what I would do, and I'd hit this with a good firm stroke, so I'd make sure that 10 gets away from that pocket. I've got the 5 for insurance, I've got the 6 for insurance, and I got this combination right in front of Dennis. You can't see it, but he's got a dead combination there too. So there's lots of insurance balls for him.
Yeah, I like the idea of hitting the 4 firmly into the 10.
Mm-hmm.
That is drawing off the 3 ball into the 4. Let's see, right now. Ooh, but once again, we're going to get fooled here.
Well, you know what he's going to do then? He's going to play the 5 off the 10 and clear the pocket.
Well, that would be a good shot, wouldn't it?
Well, it has to be what he's doing, or he never would have played position there. The only difficulty is he'll have to go back for the 4 later, but the whole middle of the table's wide open. All the balls are on the rails, so getting back down there later is not going to be a problem.
Hit the edge of the 10 with the 5.
And basically stop the cue ball.
Well done. Well thought out.
Right, now you play the 6. Right, and draw over for the combination. Oh, we don't want to hit it. Whew. Boy, that was close. And you can already see how easy the 1 will transition him down to the 4 ball.
He's got to be careful with that 7 ball. He doesn't want that 7 ball to get married to the 13.
Right, he's going to actually overcut the 7 a little bit to prevent that from happening. Softly.
That'll work.
Yep.
Looks like he might shoot the 7 right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Use the 1 ball to get on the 4, and it's Katie bar the door.
Where the heck did that ever come from? Katie bar the door. I mean, we both heard it our whole lives. I don't know.
Hey,
Who
that's
the hell?
A little before my time.
Who's Katie? And what door did she have to bar? Or what door did she get barred from? It's funny how expressions in our culture that we've used for hundreds of years, you don't know the origin of. Well,
this will put Dennis 3 games ahead.
Yeah, Rafael's dry break has cost him 2. From 5-4 down now it's 7-4. Dennis is a mere 2 games away from playing for 3rd place and the right to play for the title.
It's been a long time, hasn't it, since Dennis forfeited his final game to Shane Van Boening in the 10 ball. Looks like a different man. He was pretty despondent that day. Dennis finished 4th in the 10 ball tournament, eliminated by Shane. That's been about 5 days ago. A lifetime in the pool world.
It pays to have a short-term memory here.
Yeah. Well, you know, Shane and Dennis have kind of a bitter rivalry.
Yeah.
And it's maybe a good thing and maybe a bad thing that Shane missed his match with Rafael, because if they were playing right now, there'd be no love lost. I want you to know that. Shane likes nothing more than to eliminate Dennis Orcollo from tournaments, and Dennis likes nothing more than to beat Shane Van Boening. That's one of the bitter rivalries in pool right now. Big break for Rafael. He needs this one so bad. I don't know about that break. That was another clunker, wasn't it?
Well, I think he hit him good. I mean, it's just...
Is anything down?
No. What happened was they just all collided together and didn't go anywhere. It's when the cue ball hit the side rail and came back into the stack, it kind of more slowed things down than anything.
You know, Kenny, it just didn't sound like a good
impact. Didn't sound solid, yeah, okay.
And look at the balls. They're like more towards the middle of the table than on the perimeter. He didn't get much action, really. Boy, Dennis, he's in the driver's seat now.
I like the stripes, and I like starting with the 11. Not the 11, it's the 13 right there. The 11's down by the head string, and that would probably be the last ball before the 8 in the side. The 10 ball goes in both side pockets. Looks like the 12 ball has 2 or 3 pockets. I mean, every stripe has a pocket. It's all about cue ball control here. He wants to get the 15 away as quickly as possible. That's the ball that's closest to Dennis right now on the rail. Yeah, I like this. 10, 15, 9 maybe. If he's straight in on the 12, he could shoot that right now and get it out of the way. But I like this pattern.
Once he shot that
first
shot.
Whoa, where are you going? Boy. What are you doing?
What was that all about? Was he trying to go forward for the 12?
Of course he was. For the 15.
Well, he's going to have to shoot the 15 anyway.
Yeah, but he didn't want to shoot it jacked up. It seemed like that cue ball kind of went thud when it hit the object ball, almost like a straight-on skid, you know? It just didn't go anywhere. I don't know if he just didn't stroke it well or it caught a piece of dirt, at the contact point, but it sure went nowhere.
Can he recover? Oh, he came out pretty good on this 9 ball.
Well, he sure did.
I think he's going to draw up towards the 3. Maybe miss the 3 and hit the 8 ball. I don't know.
I'm not sure I would want to do that. Well, I think about the 12 right now, even though he's, good on the 9. The 12, if he gets the 12 out of the way, that opens up a lot of room to get to those other stripes.
That's what he's looking at. Wow. Boy, he
barely made it.
He wobbled that one in. He cheated the pocket.
Yeah. And now,
he's smiling. He's smiling. He's happy.
Well, he's happy he made it, but he's unhappy of his leave because he's got a big angle now. I don't think he can shoot the 11 and hold. He's probably got to play the ball in the side, but you got to shoot. You got to shoot the 11 while you're on it. Now, can he kill this and go to the 1 ball?
I think so. Or he might come up for the 9. Either way. Yeah, he's coming up for the 9 ball.
Oh yeah. That's what I thought. Go at the 1. Now you can see that just a high ball here, come right over the spot, straight in on the 14, stop 8 in the side.
Well, it looks like he's going to win this game. It's a little ugly, but it counts.
Yeah, Rafael's in real bad shape now. He's got 1 foot in the grave, and they're pushing him in.
They're shoveling dirt on him.
Yeah, they're throwing the dirt. Dennis breaking for the match.
Look at this. He's got the triangle out. He's got the triangle.
Dennis, magic rack.
John was sleeping on that one. When you said it, John jumped up.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
What that is that's just pure excitement on Dennis's part. He can't wait to rack the balls and break in the case game,
I guess.
Yeah, it's just adrenaline.
Yeah. That was funny. You grabbed that triangle and threw it on the table. Oh, well. What did John say? John's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is.
Boy.
Proud to say that John is one of my best friends in the world. There's not too many people better. He's right in that category. I put you and Bobby and Bill Stock and all of my real close pool family people. He's a true friend, and he's great at what he does.
You guys are a good team, you and John. You guys are a good team. If you're both at a tournament, I know it's going to be run properly.
Well, the three of us have worked together too, and that
many times
went rather professionally. I don't mind admitting.
Well, as I keep telling you for the last 5 years, I keep trying to phase myself out, and I get sucked back in. Because, Kenny, when somebody calls and invites me, it's hard to say no.
Well, me too.
Because I still enjoy it. Now, if the day ever comes, one of two things happen. I don't enjoy it anymore, or I don't feel like I can do a competent job, then I'll be done.
Jay, I'm exactly the same way. I've told everybody that I work with in this industry that the moment I lose my passion for it, I will retire from being involved in the game.
Dennis has racked twice, and now he's changing to another magic rack. The one he just put aside is one that he used the last 2 times. He found another one on the floor.
Well, they basically had the 2, and they've been pretty happy with it.
John's going to come out there with a handful of them. Take your pick, sir. John's he's like a good waiter. Would you like...
Yeah. Yeah, all he needs is the tuxedo and the apron.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis knows that he's hoping this is the last time he has to break the balls in this match.
He really spends his time with these balls. See, when I put him up there with the magic rack, I take a look at him and it looks like they're all together. I'm fine. But, of course...
Well, that's why we're up here.
You got it. We're looking at arguably one of the finest pool players in the world. So he's doing something right besides making balls. Off the table, Dennis is very mild-mannered.
Mm-hmm.
almost shy.
You know, when I talked to him many, many years ago, right after he first came over, and I found out what he used to do in the Philippines before he went to full-time pool. He was, you know, a commercial fisherman.
That's right.
But, and, you know, you guys, if you watch Deadliest Catch and all that kind of stuff, well, that's what Dennis did, but he did it solo on his own ship.
Yeah.
He might have
ship? Are you calling 16-foot skiff?
Well, okay, it wasn't a ship.
That ain't no skiff. I've seen the boat.
Yeah. But, you know, by yourself, 12, 14 hours a day. He said he'd go out for months at a time.
Oh, my God. Terrible. How could he do that? Oh, my God. He really lost the cue ball there. This is like a gift, this rack, for Rafael.
What that is, and, you know, I almost wish I had said it because I usually say it. Every time a guy breaks on the hill, I always say, don't overamp because you're too excited.
You know what? The same, evidence when he pulled that plastic triangle out there, he is excited, and it showed up just now. He really overhit that ball.
Right. You know, when you're breaking on the hill, whether you got a 5-game lead or it's case game, the number one thing you have to do is control the cue ball. You might break dry, you still might have a chance to get back to the table, but when you send the cue ball onto the floor, you're sitting.
Just to complete your thought from before, while Rafael is working this rack, Dennis used to take a 16-foot boat with a 15-horsepower motor and go 30 miles offshore by himself when he was 12 years old.
Yep.
Now, pool seems pretty easy after that.
Yeah. And he'd stay out at sea for weeks.
Well, he'd stay out as long as he had to fill the boat up.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'd go with his brother Julius. I know they graduated to like a 20-foot boat.
Shit, that must feel like the Queen Mary.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I've gone swimming with those guys, and I'll tell you what, they can hold their breath for 2 or 3 minutes. They dive way down. They'll free dive down 30 feet and just disappear into the. I mean, first time I ever went swimming with Dennis off Subic, I thought he drowned. I mean, he dived way down, and I didn't see him. And I'm looking all around for him, and his wife is there. She's not concerned. And about 2.5 minutes later, he comes up far away from where he went down. And I told one little story, and Rafael took care of that rack. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that wasn't anything suspenseful. What's going to be suspenseful is if Rafael gets out here and Dennis comes back to break.
That'll make it interesting if Rafael breaks and runs. Dennis is not too happy with himself because he knows that rack was a gift. You know, in this game, you just don't want to take anything for granted. And an 8-4 lead going to 9 sounds like a big lead, but it's not safe. Meanwhile, Rodney Morris is warming up on the next table for his match with Mike Deshane. Let's see. We'll take a time check. It's 4:15. So I'm suspecting that next match is going to go off around 4:45 or 5 o'clock. So we're close to 45 minutes to an hour behind schedule, which isn't that bad. We usually run late on the final day. The final match was scheduled for 8, so at the latest it may go off at 9. A lot of it depends upon how fast the match is taken. The next match may go very fast. Rodney doesn't waste any time, and neither does Deshane. Of course, at this point in the tournament, players will be a little bit more thoughtful because there's money on the line and a title at stake and Mosconi Cup points. Rafael begins his warm-up strokes. Kenny, I'm telling you, last time he took 25 to 30 practice strokes. It's amazing to me he can take so many practice strokes and still go. Well, that one was quick. He probably only took 20.
Look where the cue ball is, Jay.
Yeah.
Every time.
Isn't that amazing?
Even from a side ball break.
Well, he's got a little cluster there with the 2-4 and 12 by that side pocket.
Well, the stripes are the group to take right here, but what does he open with? The only shot I see is either the 15 in the side, which is right near the cue ball, or the 13.
He's staring down the 13 right now.
Yeah. He's going to cut it in the side.
If that 12 goes in the side past the 4.
Oh, it does. It does. That's why he's taking stripes. All the stripes have pockets. And the reason he's playing the 13 in the side here is the 7 ball will slow the cue ball down and allow it to come forward a little bit, and he'll either have the 12 next or the 9 next.
That's the 14 and the 15 stripes that are closest to the cue ball. He may be saving them for last if he makes this 13. Boy, look at that. Look at that. Oh, he's shooting the 15 in the side.
No, he's not. He's shooting the 13 in the side.
Oh, good call, Ken. You know what? Sorry, guys. I didn't see that shot. Meanwhile, he just moved the 12 over where it's hidden behind the 3, but he may break it out right now.
No, I don't think he can. I think he has to break it out on the next shot. I think he's straight in on the 14 here. He's going to have to follow forward, and then he's going to play the 15 off the 3 to clear the pocket. He could do that, or he could eventually bank the 12. I would prefer to play the 15 off the 3 on my next shot.
Similar to what Dennis did a couple racks ago.
Right, when he played the ball off the 10 down there, remember?
I'll tell you what, I didn't see that billiard. I just didn't see that.
Well, that's the advantage when you have an open table, because all the object balls are legal, and it doesn't matter which one you hit first.
Good call here. He wants to brush the 3 and knock it away so the 12 is in the open. He's got a perfect angle for it.
And he wants to keep the cue ball down there to play the 12 next, because then he's just got the 3 stripes up here near the racking end, and it'll minimize his cue ball travel.
The rack looks good right now.
Well, we'll know a lot after this shot.
This could turn out to be a very costly foul by Dennis in the last game on his break shot. Here goes the 15 off the 3.
Beautifully done.
Perfectly done. And
right.
It's nice he put the cue ball over close to the rail where you can lean over and reach it easily.
Yes, right-handed player can reach this very easily, and he knew that. I'd come back here for the 9, and then I would probably try to get on the 10 in the side by the deuce. Trying to get on the 10 in the corner where the 9 is, there's a lot of congestion, and you don't want to put the cue ball in a congested area. At least that's how it looks to me from here. Oh, where are you going? Okay, okay. The spot will slow it down a little, too. You see that roll off the spot a little bit?
Did you see that?
Yep.
It turned sideways when it hit the spot.
Right.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, but actually the spot is really pretty much the target off of this ball, not quite to it. And again, if he's a little out of line, he's got the 2 as a big helper to play the 10 in the side. He may be going to the 11, and then he can play the 10 in the lower left.
Yeah. Well, he's come up here for the 10, and he...
Yeah.
That's not so pretty.
Well, he didn't want to hit the 1, and then it would have been pretty. Now he's going to have to go over and back. He's going to have to put a little bit of inside English on this to check the cue ball. As long as he gets, 1.5 times across the table here, even right where it is now for the 11 would be okay.
He may kill the cue ball against the 7. He may use the 7 to stop it.
No, he's going over and backward inside.
Wow, he hit that ball good.
Yeah, I know his game.
You do know his game. Because that was risky. If he hit the 1 there, he'd have been trapped. He'd have had to bank the 11.
Yeah.
He's going to stretch for this one. This is a long reach for Rafael. Fortunately, he's got the 8 pretty much out in the open.
Yeah, well, you can see if he just pulls the cue ball a foot off the rail, he'll be straight in the corner where he's leaning over. But looks like he's going 3 rails around, and I don't know why you would do that. Oh, it goes by the 5. That's why. Perfect. Good shot. This rack was won when he made the decision to shoot the carom to start the rack.
Look at those percentages, 98 to 2%. Let's see how much it changes after this rack.
It was 99 to 1 last game.
Oh, my God. Well, it better change dramatically here, because I'll tell you what, this match just got a little bit close. Dennis is in kind of a must-win situation.
Well, the only thing that Dennis has, that they can't take away from him is breaking in a Hill game if it gets there, because he won the leg. But you don't want to have to go to the Hill game. A lot of times, if I'm playing a match Hill, I'd almost rather not be breaking. There's a lot of statistics have been kept on that, and I think Pat told me once that actually the non-breaking player tends to win like 51-49 most of the time in a case game.
That's pretty much even.
Yeah, but still.
So no advantage to the breaker.
But you'd almost think it would be like 80-20. Now maybe in 9-ball it is, but 10-ball and 8-ball.
Well, right now Rafael has regained the momentum in the match. He was down 8-4 a minute ago, and now there's some pressure on Dennis.
Yeah. And you can be sure that fresh in Dennis's mind was picking the cue ball up off the floor.
That's right.
So he's going to definitely make some adjustment on this break, whether it's speed or contact point or both. He's still going to slug him, but he's going to take a little bit more caution. I think he freewheeled a little too much there 2 games ago, Jay.
Well, what happens to cause that is, like you said, he overamped, but he hit the edge
too
of the
excited.
He hit the edge of the head ball, and that's what gets that loft on the cue ball.
Right, which means he was way off.
Right.
On his aim.
Right.
To hit the head ball.
He's aiming at the second ball. He does not want to touch that front ball.
Oh, much better.
Got that one. I think I heard
8-ball. 8-ball. It wouldn't have won them the game, but it would have kept them at the table. But he's dry again, Jay.
Did he
or is he? No, he did make a ball.
I thought I heard a
He
ball.
did.
Down.
It's a dark ball. I can't. That's why I couldn't see it in the ball return. But there is a ball in there.
Let me tell you something. That 8-ball in the corner pocket creates a real problem here for a run out.
I almost think you have to take solids so you can bank the 6-ball cross corner.
Yeah.
As your last ball.
Right.
If you take stripes, how are you going to get the 13 and the 11 into pockets? And now, so if he takes solids, what's he open with?
Where's the opening ball?
Probably the 3.
Whew, boy.
He can't see the 7. He doesn't want to play a 4-7. I wonder if he's going to bank this now.
Better not bank the 8.
Well, he wouldn't, but I don't like banking it now because you may not get a good second shot. But he's got no insurance. Yeah, he is going to bank it now, Jay.
This is not pretty right here. This is a tough rack and a tough opening shot. Let's see. This is what champions are made of. He's going for the win right here.
Oh yeah, but he's still got a lot of work to do if this goes in.
And he missed it.
That's hard to believe that Dennis could miss that bank. He's a bank pool champion. That was probably as routine as it gets on a crossover. No kiss, no nothing.
A lot of pressure at that moment.
And now Rafael's faced with the same dilemma. He's got to take the solids as well.
Yeah, but he's got a good shot. He can start with the 7-ball. He can start with the 3-ball.
Exactly. Well, I think he's got to shoot the 7.
And where the 6 is, now it'll go. No problem with the 6-ball now. He doesn't have to worry about banking it.
The 1-ball's a tough ball here.
I'll tell you what. I think we're going to see 8-7 with Rafael breaking.
Well, the 1's no longer a tough ball. Hard to believe Dennis missed that bank, and he actually missed it kind of bad, like an inch and a half. That's a bad miss for Dennis on that shot.
Well, you know what I always say about bank? Everybody says, Jay, you're such a good bank pool player. I said, let me tell you something.
There ain't no automatic.
There ain't no gimmies.
No.
There ain't no gimmies at bank pool. You got to hit him. And Dennis was being very careful. He didn't want to do anything to touch that 8 on that shot. He was a little bit afraid that the cue ball might hit the edge of the 11.
You think so? I don't think there was any real danger there.
Well, I don't think so either, but he may have thought so.
I think what he was really trying to do was play the bank, but play it to like the fat side of the pocket for cue ball control.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And that's why he missed it. If all he had to do was make it, he'd make it every time.
Well, one thing for sure, he did miss it, and Rafael is at the table with an open rack and a chance to move within one game and be breaking next. What a turn of events in this match. 20 minutes ago, it looked like it was all Dennis.
It was. 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, past tense, it was.
Okay, well, the care he needs here is right now. Now, it looks like the 4 will be able to be made in this lower right corner where that piece of chalk is. I'm wondering if he's going to play the 1, go between the stripes, and get on the 4 in this corner.
He might shoot the 4 on the side.
Or he could shoot the 3 right now upstream. He has to save a ball to get to the 6. And I think the 4 is the ball to save to get to the 6, but he might not be able to save it till last.
He can draw back and shoot the 3 on the side. Well, we'll see. Boy, he just got back to where he could shoot the 1.
Right, now he's going to shoot the 3 on the side, go get the 6, come back up and get the 1. You don't need shape. You got to go to the 6 now.
Well, unless he does something dramatically wrong, he's going to get within one game of Dennis.
He could play the 1 here and come straight up, where about the cue ball is now. And that's probably what he's going to do. And the only reason he's going this way is he's too elevated over the 1 ball.
So just roll this off the end rail and take the 3, go down to the 6.
Yes. A little bit of left English here to hold it. Boy, you're going.
Boy, that's okay. He stopped in time.
It's not okay. He's dead straight on it. He's going to have to punch the cue ball to the right, and it probably ain't going much past the side pocket. But that's okay because he ain't hanging.
Boy,
he's fairly dead on this.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have much angle here. It's funny, on the monitor, it looks like there's an angle, but when you look at the table, he's almost. But
he has about a quarter ball angle on it. He may still play it in the side. I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to risk the cue ball going at the 13. It could knock the 8 in.
Now, remember, Rafael's got that big, powerful stroke. He can pop this in and send that cue ball way off to the right. He's got the stroke to do it.
All he needs to do is get the cue ball just past the side pocket level. He's shooting it in the side, Jay.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Don't hit the 13, Rafael. Okay.
Perfect.
You betcha. Rack him up.
Racky-tacky. Wow. 8-7. Rafael to break. This match ain't over by a long shot. Boy, that's the nicest applause we've heard yet.
Well, it was well deserved. That was a tricky out.
Well, the audience likes it because they got a good match now. Dennis Orcollo is not a happy camper right now. He had this match well in hand a little while ago. And now there's a distinct possibility we can go hill-hill.
You know how devastating a loss this would be if Dennis can't come through?
You mean maybe as devastating as when he lost from 9-2 to Rodney 2 years ago?
Yeah. but I mean, that was win or break.
Yeah.
That was 10 ball. That was win or break. This is 8 ball alternate break, and you had an 8-4 lead, needing only one more game.
Yeah.
And you flew the cue ball off the table, and ever since that, you've been sitting.
Well, a similar thing happened with Rodney. Dennis scratched at 9-2, and Rodney took over.
That's right, and that was a race to 13, I think. He beat him like 13-10, something like that.
Yeah.
That was the 2013 U.S. Open 10-ball championships right here at the Rio.
And here comes Rodney again, up next.
All right,
Meanwhile,
well, let's see what the break gods have in store for Mr. Martinez. He kind of has really fought hard to stay alive here. So you never know when he's going to actually hit it. Most guys pause. Next one. Now. Now. Now.
Kenny, I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you right now.
35.
63 times I counted them all.
Did you count them? 63?
I mean, that was a long one, but he just took 63 strokes. I said 63. He shot on the 64 stroke. I counted him from the beginning. Come on.
Maybe that was the $63,000 question.
Or 64.
That would have been the next stroke.
No, he shot on the
63rd.
On the 64 stroke.
Oh, okay.
He took 63 practice strokes.
Jesus.
I counted him. I thought, well, I'm going to count him this time. But that was especially a long one. But I think he's doing between 30 and 40 normally.
And
it was funny.
It's never the same.
I was counting, and you kept saying, now.
Yeah.
And he'd take 10 more strokes. Now, 10 more strokes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, all the balls are in space, but it's kind of messy out there.
Yeah, but what do you think?
I like stripes because once the 10's gone, you got a lot of room to get on the 8 ball. But I don't see a good stripe to shoot other than the 15 in the upper left corner, and then you can come up and get the 10. If you take solids, you have to open with the 6 in the side.
You know, with good players like this, Ken, if they've got an open table, they really are a favorite to run out. He's a favorite to run out here.
I agree. If you make a ball in the break and there's no clusters, you are the favorite to run out. I'm pretty sure he's going with the 15 here, Jay. Because if he shoots the 6 in the side, he's going to run into stuff.
Well, that never bothers Rafael, I'll tell you what. He doesn't mind trying to maneuver around balls.
Yeah, but he doesn't mind, but
he
would rather not.
Yeah, that 15 becomes a really big ball if he shoots the 6 in the side. I do agree with that, but he's staring at it. He wants to shoot it. He's got a little window between the 15 and the 3 if the cue ball could possibly go down.
That's way too risky. That's way too risky. If I'm going to shoot the 6, I'm going to try to draw I'm going to try to draw into the 4 ball.
Okay.
And then I got the 1 for insurance.
Well, let's see what he does.
Okay.
Let's see what he does. He's definitely drawing the ball, though. You got that. Ooh, well, maybe he'll change his mind.
But I just can't see hitting this with anything above center.
Well, this guy has fooled us more than once. This is critical positioning. Oh, my God.
He missed it. He
shot it off the ball. He shot it off the ball, and he missed it.
God.
Again, I didn't realize he would, but the billiard was the right shot because look where he stopped the cue ball. He just did one thing wrong. He hung it up. Wow, Dennis is surprised. I looked at Dennis, and he was stunned. He kind of just sat there.
I think the whole crowd is stunned.
Look at, boy, do you think Dennis would start with that 7 ball?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a little daring.
Well, it is, and that's why the only other thing to start with would be the 6 in the side where you could come to the 5, but then how do you get on the 7? You'd have to come get it later. He might just run into the stripe and stay there. The 6 will get him to the 5. Now, if he can make the 5 now, he's in pretty well the driver's seat here. All those solids in the kitchen have big pockets. I mean, it's real easy to go from the 6 to the 3, and that's where he's going now. 3 in the right-hand corner.
That was amazing what we just saw happen.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go to the 3 right now, but I would.
He might use this 6 ball to get perfect position. Yeah, he's going to. Why not? And he doesn't.
I'd like to be dead straight in on the 3.
He's going to shoot the 4,
well,
and then slide over for
yeah,
the
that's
3.
okay too. That's okay too.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, you could make it 99-1, in my opinion. Let this guy get around a bunch of open balls.
Yeah. Bounce off the rail, about where you are. Play the 1, slide up 2 straight in the side in the corner.
Rafael's going to be thinking about that billiard for the next few days.
He played the right shot. He played it the right way. What you have to factor in on the shot Rafael played is if you hit the cue ball low, the first object ball you hit's got follow on it. And it affects the glance off the carom ball.
Dennis Orcollo putting the finishing touches on this match.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen a Hill game. I would have liked to see that excitement, but it looks like it's going to be Dennis for 3rd place at 6:30.
All right, we got a break, and we're coming back with the hot seat match.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, approximately 10 minutes to post time.